दूसरे में कमेंट है अच्छा ऊपर तो लिखा है ओके ठीक है वी आर लाइव
Right. And I hope we are on the right channel, Jijo.
I know
So let me just have a word with Sadil also, because because Sadil is saying something else. Please hold fort while I talk to Sadil.
sure
So Jijo, Sadil was also on the wrong channel, so we can get started. Sadil is joining us, and
okay
I
we've got at
hope.
least we've got a first hi from
Uh,
Super Jyoti. We're trying to figure out whether we got the right link. We have two sessions.
right.
So PDP session is going to start at 9 p.m. That's a different link. So good evening, everyone. All right. So we will kick start. So good evening, all. Uh,
Okay,
I
so
think.
quite a few have joined,
Yeah.
and I hope they have had a good cat. और ठीक ठाक हैं hopefully.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So just to sort of why we have this particular session in terms of why. So the reason why is to give you some insights about from our analysis of CAT 2023, score normalization and percentile predictions. Right, and what is that you can expect? What is that you need to do about this particular score? Can you trust this? After all, these are predictions. Can we trust these things? Give you some sense in terms of how we sort of arrive at these things. So hopefully that is what we want to discuss. So basically, we want to cover sort of four things. So one is should you care about all these things? I'm sure that these are after a prediction. The result will like may come out, which will have accurate data. These might have errors. All the predictions have whatever errors inbuilt error in it. And the second question is also how can you trust these predictions? I mean, you're gonna if let's say if you say that you have to take addition on it, what can you trust this? And we want to roughly go through what guided analysis, and we want to eventually talk about what we saw with respect to these predictions. So I'm going to start with the first part. Should we care? GP, should they care?
Yeah, you see, you should care because that tells you what you're supposed to, what you should do going forward. If you are able to, if you can see a score which is likely to give you a call, you need to start preparing for your interviews immediately. So that's the reason. So it gives you clarity as to what is the way forward. Because whether we like it or not, CAT will come out with the percentiles only in January. Okay,
Somewhere
and
here.
only
Uh,
after that, they will come out with the call interview call letters. So till then, if you are going to wait, then you are likely to be in a soup, because typically the interviews for IIMs will start in first week of February, and for institutes like let's say NMIMS Symbiosis, they'll start even earlier. So if you are not, if you have a reasonable chance of getting a call from any of the institutes, then you need to start immediately. However, if this shows कि boss paper में फट गई सब कुछ अच्छा हुआ but one section killed you, then you need to double up and start focusing on snap and that. So the whole idea is this will tell you on the way forward from your point of view.
yeah. So what GP session is saying is that we are here at this point in time, right? I'm sure that irrespective of whatever, given the fact that some of you would do well, some of you are going to get called, right? Some people are definitely going to get called, some people are not going to get called. But the thing is, the results will likely come somewhere in the 7th of September, and we have actually seen that the interview calls immediately happens, and the interview starts from February. I think what happens with various institute is they go city by city. They start from one city, move to another city, another city. Remember GP about 4 6 years ago, I am Ahmedabad
Yeah.
interview. I in Bombay started in here. So it's just about 1 week time. So the question is, if I'm fairly certain in terms of my percentile, I can utilize this period of time that I have. The second of all, if you have this percentile score, this will probably aid you in terms of what kind of schools that you want to apply for. and how much of, for example, effort, irrespective of that, you have to put in ZAD. To that extent is fine. But in which case, I wouldn't mind tell you that all these sort of percentile are after all prediction. This is definitely not 100% accurate, but I'm sure that it'll give a fair idea in terms of where you are. So that's basically it. So that is all there is to it. There's nothing beyond this. Uh, the second is, can you trust these predictions? So can you actually trust how good these predictions are, how bad these predictions are? The only thing that I would want to share is our past. So these are the prediction that we made. This is actual CAT percentile. So 99, for example. What for the students that we predicted? What is the median sort of prediction that we made for the student? And the error. We have a 0.19 error. So at some places we have this is not
Wow.
much at all. So for example, you are basically getting a 99.87 is 99. This is CAT 2021 predictions. At sort of various predictions we have sort of reasonable the values. I think last year, basically, what happened is that the level of difficulty across the three section had too much of variations, I believe. So,
Yeah.
so that is probably the reason it kind of went this much. And the year before that is fairly the same, given the fact that this year we don't see too much of variations. Whatever the prediction that we made here would be good enough. So I think TP, this should be enough. I mean, I don't have to say anything beyond this to
I think the best, forget about this data. All students need to do is talk to their seniors last year, or if
yeah.
anyone is repeating it, ask them as to what is their feeling about the percentile predictor which we have, and I think that will close the deal. Nothing else to be asked.
Yeah, done. Okay. So, roughly about what guided our analysis. We are obviously we're going to not going to reveal exactly what we did. I mean that is not something that we're going to do, but we'll roughly tell you in terms of what are the broad considerations that we made. The number one, we wanted to minimize error. So one of the sort of issue that we have is, should we create this burden, this additional thing of people logging in, putting up the name, then only uploading the sheet. So here, so if we had not had this, which is probably the easier thing to do, there might be cases where, for example, somebody uploaded something, the result did not come up, they uploaded once again. So we wanted to minimize as many errors as possible. So we kind of sort of created this one bit of extra bit of burden uh, to sort of log in and sign up, and so that we minimize as many errors as possible. There is no double entry, triple entry. All these are so easy to happen. Who's going to sit and take care of all those things? So whatever data that we have is a clean data. So that is sort of the first one. GP, there are, and the second thing that we had to do is we had to do two things. One, there are three slots. We have to do certain normalization. These normalization, there is a formula that is used by the IM. We have to use the formula, but we cannot blindly use the formula because there is going to be a sampling bias. There's going to be a skewed nature of the particular sample, because the people who are inputting this data might be people who have done really well. We also have to, so at some point in time, we are taking this data, we are writing the program statistical, the program on ML and doing that. At what point of saturation, what is the data number beyond which there is no marginal utility to take data? We cannot wait for, let's say, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 data. So that is one number. I'm not going to reveal what the number is, but over the years, we have figured out what is the kind of number. We have been doing this for quite a while, ever since CAT is multiple slot. And then we have sort of fine-tuned it. We have to do all these outlier analysis stuff. I think this is still okay. Normalization, the game is here. The normalization would be still much more easier. Making a percentile prediction would be much more difficult job. Especially even sectional percentile prediction would be even more sort of difficult job. So we have to look at the assumptions. We have to do a lot of analysis. We have to do a lot of simulation, which is also the reason that we have sort of taken time to sort of release it. Which also the reason as to why eventually you see these kind of stuff that is coming out. So even now we have not kind of released the sectional percentile, because finding out the sectional percentile is really challenging with various score and everything. So we'll have to do a little more sort of working on it, and hopefully we'll reveal that soon. GP, anything you want to add to this? Uh,
No, not really. I think you've covered everything. The only thing which I just want to just re-emphasize possibly is converting percent scores into scale scores and percentile is the real thing, and that is where we want to be doubly sure, and which is why over the years we have always had very good results. Okay, so this is where we need to be clear about it. Okay, so
So,
yeah, so I know single is saying last year CV predicted 97.43, his actual thing was 97.38. So this kind of an error is going to happen. One more thing, we also will be giving you scale scores and percentiles. Go more by the percentile than the scale score, because the scaling can be a little here or there, and because obviously we can't use exactly the same formula, because CAT is working on a base of 3,30,000 students. We work on a very small base, where as compared to CAT. So we would be working typically on a base of 15,000 students or so. So the exact formula we can't apply. And over the years, we have been able to work out our own formula, which by and large very closely correlates with what the CAT formula is.
yeah. So the CAT formula we cannot blindly put in this particular data and find out the median standard deviation, because of course we will not have probably have skewed data, which means people are putting this particular data to us will not be equally distributed. That is something that we have seen. So like what GP said is, even though the normalization score can go a little bit, but or by and large the upping and downing would still matter. I think that will still be fine.
So,
But at the end of the day, the key thing,
Guido,
yeah, sorry.
can I interject? A lot of
Yeah.
kids are asking, "Ke, when will we get the sectional percentiles? When will we get
Mm,
the B school predictors?" So let me just take the moment and announce that as of this moment, we are live with the sectional percentiles also. So after this session, you can go and check it. As of
sure.
now, just hold on, understand this whole thing, and then you can
I
go and
think you
check.
are being optimistic. लोगों ने ऑलरेडी चेक करना शुरू कर दिया होगा.
I am sure. Anyway,
Yeah.
we can continue. Yes.
ठीक है. So why, so you can do both things together. एक टैब पे साइड पे अपना परसेंटाइल चेक कर लो.
Yeah.
Sectional, that
And,
is.
another thing that is also before I get to what future hold, I mean that there is sort of expectation, especially what happened last year. I and GP can vouch for it. GP can vouch for it. The last year that happened, the data revealed something very different than what we expected. And then we said, okay, this is much more lower. I think percentile is much more lower than what we sort of score is much more lower than what we predicted. And then we have kind of made a decision always, and we'll keep making the decision that we'll just trust the data. We'll trust the data. We'll trust in analysis. Data reveals better, not our own intuitions. So we will just leave it to data, and then we just want to ensure that whatever is sort of the analysis that we're making, that analysis makes a lot of sense. So GPA, this is the story. This is the scale score currently that you can look at the individual thing. We are just going to look at the broad thing. GP, what does this reveal this time? I think based
See,
on
all it is revealing is with respect to last year, we are down by about how much? 82.6, so about 8 marks at the 99 percentile level. And after the paper also, we had said the same thing, that the bulk of the difference will be on account of quant section. The scores in quant section should plummet. Last year, for example, 99 percentile was about at 33 marks. This year, after the paper, when we had the data, we came out with something like a 27, 26 kind of a thing. And that which is straight away a decline of 6 to 7 marks, and that
uh,
is something which is visible here also. So when the students look at this, the percentiles, also they'll find that the scale score required for the percentile in the first two sections, which is quant and DILR, is not very different from last year. It is quant which is a real culprit in terms of reducing scores. But that is good also, because we have been hearing from students, sir, I did a very few questions in quant. Will I clear? Yes. With 3 to 4 questions, you might just clear the sectional cutoff also this year.
here one more thing that we should say, our basic algorithm is kind of ensuring that these values are correct. Right. This is what algorithm based, usually below the 70th percentile, there could be a lot of fluctuation, but we kind of ensure that this sort of this kind of plays this
Yeah,
kind of data
actually,
plays.
till 70, it is fairly fine. Till 70, it is usually not an issue. The
Yeah.
challenge that we already always have is students who have not done well obviously don't want to share the scores, because उन्हें मालूम है कुछ होना है नहीं, तो मैं अपना time क्यों waste करूं. I'm not blaming them, but I'm saying the reality of the data is that you get response sheets essentially from students who have done well. So if you look at any data, it should have a normal curve, which means students are equally scattered across. Our data is skewed towards the right side, which means towards the high scorers. So larger number of high scorers give us share data. Very few low scorers give us data, which is why 70 percentile and above, by and large, is never an issue. And below that, there are changes which happen.
Yeah. So we'll basically have to do the historical analysis in terms of what this data reveals and what is the adjustment that we need to make. So this is sort of, I think at this point in time, and when we, so like GP was saying, trying to figure out the sectional sort of percentile is probably going to be a little more challenging. We took a little more time to do this. Before we went into the presentation, the actual thing was not live, so just realized it's live. So we just picked up the tentative. By then there could be a slight variation in this score, but by and large, I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. So again, from here, I think last year this was 3, so we can just focus on till here. So what does this tell us, GP, for those students? But bind to most of the sectional cutoff. So is so the higher sectional cutoff is 85 percentile for each of the section. That is for IIM Lucknow. Most of the school is probably around something there, something around this particular value. So this is kind of basically what we see the scale score that will get you past at least the call. And like what GP is saying, that this data, this is still slightly lower than last year, slightly lower than last year, but obviously the huge difference happened with respect to the QA. Yeah, GP. Yeah.
Yeah, Jijo, on this sheet, you could just make a few changes.
Yes.
QA, you can write it. I'll just give you the updated data. The other two
Okay.
seem to be fine. For QA, 99 percentile would be at 25.
Hmm.
Then the next one you need is 97 percentile.
95. बोल दो ना.
99 is at 25. 97 will be something like a 19.9.
Okay.
97.
95.
95 would be something like 18 point. No, not 18. 17.5.
Okay.
Then you will want 90. 90
90.
will be something like a 13.8.
Okay. And 80.
Okay. 80 would be something like 10.5.
Okay. 70.
10.3. 10.3 rather.
Okay. And
70 will
70.
be about 7.7.
उसके नीचे वाला will be 250.
For this order. Because see, end of the day, what is required is, are you clearing the sectional cutoff or not? Okay. These are again, I've just rounded off the numbers, so apna actual dekh lena, but that's what thing. So what is important is Ahmedabad cutoff is 70 percentile. So Ahmedabad cutoff is 70 percentile, and highest sectional cutoff is typically at 85 percentile or NITI
85.
used to have 90 percentile. Okay, NITI used to have 90 percentile, which is IIM Mumbai. I don't know whether they'll go for it or not. But at 80 percentile level, it's a question of 3.5 questions. So 3 to 4 questions depending on the slot. If your slot was difficult one, then 3 questions on quant are good enough to clear the sectional cutoff. If your slot was the easier slot, then you will need 4 questions to clear the cutoff.
So GP, do you have the 85 percentile score across the 3 section?
Sure, I'll just pull them out. Okay. Just give me a second. Okay. 85 for quant would be at about 11.7. And the other two, let me just pull out the other two also. Section 1, 85 percentile. Let me just pull out the other place. No, it's not with me. Okay. Just a second. Salil, would you have that data?
I do have the data.
85 percentile for quant for the other two sections?
Let me check.
All right. So the way in which you want to look at is, I'm sure
85
that
percentile in section. Jijo, 85 percentile in section 2 could be about 13.5 marks.
okay.
There's section 2, and if I look at section 1 will be something like 20.5.
Okay, there you go. So
Okay.
if let's say you
Hmm.
so at the end of the day, please do note there'll be minor changes to this. It's not sure. So long as you have sort of been here and you have the overall score, then you know that the kind of schools that you're going to get a call. And then if and what you will also tend to do is that obviously there are a lot of personnel prediction happen. You want to look at 10 million things, and you can probably take an average, mean, median, whatever you want to range, whatever you want to do it. At some point in time, you want to basically frame in your mind, this is likely going to be my scenario with respect to this, or blindly follow what we are predicting, and then take the necessary call of action. So which means so take the necessary action. GP, list down what should the students do. Let's start from
Yeah.
people who've done
See,
well.
first thing,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
You tell me.
no, you've done well is a very subjective thing. I'll change it slightly.
Okay.
If you think you have a percentile which will get into a B school which you are interested in, for example, someone could say, I am very happy going to IMI Delhi, perfectly fine. If you are above 90 percentile, you need to start preparing immediately. Someone could say, no, my targets are lower or higher accordingly. So you know at what score you are likely to get a call from which institute. I'm sure you have a broad idea. If you think you are likely to get an interview call from a school you are happy going to, then please start preparing for the interview immediately. Don't delay. As I said, typically IIMs will start their interviews in the first week of February. Symbiosis and Naisi will start end of January, and they will not give you sufficient time to prepare. So if you're serious, you need to start preparing now itself. Okay. Institutes like
One second.
IMT, IMI,
Sorry,
yeah,
JP. Please continue. I
yeah,
thought you finished.
institutes like IMT, IMI, etc. Again, their interviews will start happening in mid-February or end February. And please remember, the written test which you have gone through is still a known devil. You have been taking written exams, you have done maths and English. Yes, DILR was a new story for all of you, but still it is a known devil. Interview is something that most of you are unprepared for because unfortunately our schools and colleges don't prepare us for it, and that is where the game lies. And we have seen 100 percentilers, 99.99 percentilers, 99.9 percentilers getting rejected by ABCL XLFMS. So don't assume if you have a very high percentile you'll convert. It is a fresh innings. You have to take a fresh guard, and either you could hit a six or you could get bowled also. Yeah, Savil.
Yeah, so I just want to add a quick few things to what you said. There are three major things that I see. One is you check your percentile, you check which B school you can get into. Now, if you're that's the first thing. If you're doing that, a percentile check karo, a B school predictor once that is also on, you can check the B schools also that you can be eligible for. Or we have this sheet. So at least EL students have this sheet that we've shared, right, where percentile versus college is given to you. Check karo किसका डेट ओपन है एंड यू कैन स्टिल फिल अप द फॉर्म देयर इज अ लॉजिक दैट वी हैव शेयर्ड विद यू कि एस्पिरेशनल कॉलेज रियलिस्टिक कॉलेज एंड बैकअप कॉलेज सो यू शुड हैव सम रेशियो ऑफ दोस कॉलेजेस check it what you're getting versus what you filled up. If you can still fill up some colleges for college forms, you should do that and hope that you get a call. You will get a call. That's the first part. Second part is you are already preparing for SNAP or ZAT or some other exams. You should continue doing that, right? You should not stop that. 97 percentile आ गया, 99 आ गया या कम आ गया. This should not affect your preparation of SNAP or ZAT. You should still keep taking that. And then the third thing is you should already, like GP already covered this, you should take the PDP, start the PDP preparation immediately because uska wait karne ka matlab nahi hai. What I have observed, again, what GP said, mid-January May, you will start getting your interview dates. Mid-January is the earliest. First, second week of February is almost more than 60% of the colleges would have called you, right? So you only have a month, 4 to 5 weeks to prepare for your GDPI, VAT, whatever. So that's too less, and you should start off, right?
Yeah.
A question I just want to address before I end this thing, Jijo. One student asked me कि अभी इतना percentile आया है तो should I continue preparing for ZAT and SNAP or should I prepare for PDP? भाई दोनों करना है, दोनों ही करना है.
Option नहीं है.
Yeah. So anyways, I was going one by one. Sazil ने सब बोल दिया.
Sorry.
I'm like, pehle ek cheez, dusra cheez. Anyways, so but I'll still use a template. One other thing I want to basically add to this second say, we are not trying to scare you or anything. The reason why you're saying this, there's another thing that people are missing. So usually when the call comes out, the first step is you have to write what is known as essays. मतलब essay नहीं बोलता, form fill करना है. Okay, that is easy to look at. Don't confuse this bad. उसमें लिखता है why you want to do an MBA. I am Bangalore in SOP, and then the interview starts. इसका deadline quickly होता है, so they don't get time only, right? And then I have seen lot many cases GP. People have already written something, and they've come to me for sir help करो. I've written this. तो क्या लिखा है इसमें? तेरा कहानी कुछ और है, तूने कुछ और लिख दिया. अभी इसको पकड़े करना है. So all these kind of crazy. So and then I have to look at the form and work with. अच्छा इसमें क्या है? So at least let's do this. Let's pitch this. This has to be. I think the reason why this I am emphasizing, and what GP's frame of reference saying that B school of my choice, whatever the B school, if you're gonna get a call, then not converting and repeating the CAT is going to be horrible. And it is, I think we're going to have a session now at 9 o'clock, right? It is not scary, right? Interview is just about sort of telling your story, tumhara kahani, believing your story, and telling them, and knowing what are the things that you must know to sort of communicate the story. If you say that I like this particular thing, that what are the knowledge that there are, it's sort of a simple thing, but you need a lot of effort. So that's something that you got to start your prep, and we'll discuss that in detail in the next session. And the second thing that said is a test that you want to take. So you've got a SNAP, NMAT, and let's say ZAT. Now, if you have decided to take whatever test that you've decided, some of you would have already decided to take ZAT, some of you decide only take. Don't like let me say that don't let your CAT percentile affect any of these decisions. I mean, you could probably be someone who say that, sir, I've got 99.9 percentile. I'm going to get a call from everywhere. Even then, you take the story. I want to share the story of a student, actually two brothers. I'll not name. They were at 99.9. I think one brother was in graduation, other brother had completed graduation, and both were taking the CAT together. One had 99.99 percentile, other had 99.98 percentile. Right. That particular person took all tests after that. Unfortunately, so I think they did not get a call from a few institute because they did not sort of get the profile, the profile score and stuff. They had call from few institute. They took the ZAT, right? And unfortunately, they could not convert the top IIMs, but they converted XLRI. Both of them converted XLRI. Both of them went to XLRI, and they passed out my XLRI. So to just assume that I will, and please also understand that if you're someone who've done well in the CAT or did not, if you've done well in the CAT, the ZAT as an examination or any of the examinations testing the same skills. So no matter what, this is sort of saccharonics. And obviously, those of you have not done well in the CAT, then this becomes absolutely important. Abhi rona dona band karke shuru karo prep. I'm basically assuming that you're already preparing. I think SNAP is going to happen now, but this is sort of a very crucial exam. We'll have a session separately on that tomorrow. Me and Ravi will take it, and we'll take it for the GP. Anything, or Sazil, anything want to add here? This particular
No,
point.
I think we've said enough.
I've said enough. I've said enough. And the next is B school application. GP mein kitna, this is very, very important. I have seen a lot of people, how I've seen GP, a lot of people apply to B school. Pehla utke aata hai, and then you probably will have to take money from your dad if you're not working. Utke aata, dad, I want to apply to this college. 2 din ke baad, dad, I want to apply to this college. Then 3 din ke baad, dad, I want to this. Dad is eventually to chal ke rahe. I think at some level you have to put an Excel sheet, right? Look at what are the colleges that you already applied with, which is the college that is left for me to apply. So you can refer to the sheet that is look at the data which I believe is realistic in terms of the colleges that I'm likely going to get called. There are certain things that I have a fairly good chance. This is like questioning. So I'm for example, EWS candidate. I've got a 93 percentile. Should I apply to IAFT? So those kind of stuff answer. You figure out answer to those kind of questions. and then decide on a list of colleges that you still want to apply to. Go ahead and make the application. It is absolutely sort of so you see that there are, so IM is as a spectrum. You've got all sort of IM colleges. There are a lot of colleges that is available to you, which is going to give a good career. And here is where you should use. I think everybody will have a different aspiration, a different profile, different aspiration. For some, a certain school will be bad. For someone else, a certain school will be good. There is no absolute good in this, like GP just said. So this will be a very, very personal, individual choice that you might make. Somebody will have to look at a circumstance that this is my second attempt. In the last attempt, I did not pick up any job. Now I don't have any jobs. Cat is like this. What are the things that I got to do? So you might have certain realities that is yours and yours alone. And then you will want to do, and at the end of the day, whatever is the score that you get, whatever is the percentile score that you have, there is a college available. है ना? That's the reality. What जो भी हो, 0 से लेके 100 तक. हाँ,
And
whatever is the,
Jijo,
हाँ, हाँ.
my typical score in CAT is 000. Okay? And I get interview calls from lots of colleges.
Yeah. And even my mail will be bombarded. You have been selected for an interview. करके. At every goddamn percentile, you will find a college. Now, the question that you have to ask is very simple. You have a vertical percentile. This is the college that is there welcoming you. Try standing here. Please come and join our college. Apna school is sort of welcoming you here. You at this point in time have to basically evaluate what is that I going to do. Okay, so what are given the colleges that is available to me? I'm creating more chances for myself, right? So eventually I'll have a college. Is it worth joining? If not, what are my action points? I'm going to continue my job, or let's say pick up a job, ticket the cat, or I'll completely sort of give up the idea of MBA and look at a different sort of path, the pathway that I have to do. Not many people. I think these are all reality. There is nothing right or wrong in this particular decision. I think whatever is a decision, I think it is your decision, and just ensure. The only thing that we got to ensure is that you are here. I think you are probably in your 20s, right? You are here. You are obviously worried. You don't look at a 30. You don't look at a 40 years. You don't look at a 50 years. It is very difficult for you to look at my age. I'm 48. You don't look at this, but you have to understand your career is long. तो MBA is like एक ही बार होने वाला है जिंदगी में. शादी एटलीस्ट यू कैन डू सम डाइवोर्स. MBA करके डाइवोर्स भी नहीं होगा. एक ही बार होगा जिंदगी में. So there is sort of no harm in saying that. A lot of people make unnecessary content. This is my last year of attempt. Why is it last year for anything? And I think once you stuck with it, you also always stuck with it. Please understand. So this is whatever be your decision. So I think the best way to do this is take baby step. At this, don't worry too much. At this point in time, apply, wait. Okay. Go through the process, wait. And finally, whatever is the outcome that has happened, then decide. Don't think too much. एक step लेके ना, life will be good. चलो ठीक है, मैंने बोल दिया GP.
नहीं, but खाली एक चीज बोलना बाकी है, and Sajil, you could talk about the B school predictor, and which is live along with percentile predictor, so that students can take informed calls.
So thank you, GP, for reminding. So the first part was where you put your got your scores from the response sheet. The second part was when the percentile predictor went live, right? Then we went into sectional percentile, as Jijo explained. There was a lot of analysis that went behind, statistical analysis that we did, a lot of modeling that we did. Now the next step, the last step to this, is the B school predictor. So you will be able to, at your percentile, whatever response sheet that you submitted, according to that, you will get some kind of an idea about what B schools you will be eligible for, right? And that takes into account your percentile, it takes into account your profile, it takes into account your sectionals also to an extent, right? So it will be like a very close estimate of what B schools you could get into. So that is a B school predictor. So I think we will also announce that when we go, when we get there exactly, right? So that's the next step. And of course, that leads you to the right form filling in case you are still yet to fill some forms, which you are, right? You were waiting for CAT to get over to fill some forms. So you can get to the exact right form filling on that basis. So yeah, that's about.
So just saying that these are obviously hard-coded sort of data, looking at it and coming from here. So please use this as a guideline, right? don't like a Bible. Use it as a tool to give a sort of initial sense of less. Please absolutely ensure that you think about this, make analysis, give it less, do application, make it very structured, and then wait one step, and sort of life will be good.
So, okay,
Uh,
no, B School Predictor is not live yet. Some people are
okay.
asking this, but it will go live in a short while, right? And we'll
So
let you
Gino,
know.
we can probably pick up a few questions now.
Chalo, ठीक है. Before that, just saying this, coming up at 9 p.m. interview prep fundas for all those of you who believe that you will get into a B school of some choice. This is not a dive in deep. We'll just give you broad idea in terms of what you have to do. We'll have much more things. And tomorrow at 8 p.m. That strategy me and Ravi will take. GP, सवाल लेते हैं.
चलो, okay. क्या सवाल लेने हैं ऊपर से शुरू करता हूँ मैं.
I have one person who's been asking me about the slots. So I think they are saying, can we change the slot? So slot 3 की जगह slot 1 दिख रहा है, something of that sort. And how much change that will be, it doesn't matter. Mansi, it doesn't matter, right? थोड़ा सा फर्क पड़ेगा because slots में थोड़ा सा score का difference है for a percentile, but not much. So in case there is a wrong slot that you can see, it's okay. A slight difference. Don't worry.
Okay, she has entered the wrong slot for herself.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I make out from. She's sent a couple of messages about it. I'm trying to understand that only. But yeah, seems like that.
Okay. So Mansi, you could just connect with Sadil offline and have it cleared. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. चलो ठीक है.
So
any क्या वो जीजो गायब हो गया?
तो मैं कुछ तो I picked instead of clicking one button कुछ और बटन क्लिक किया.
जीजो
गायब हो गया. आ गया वापस.
जीजो कुछ बोल रहा है लेकिन.
Yes, I can hear.
Okay.
You can hear me, no? My audio.
Yes.
I click on. I'll. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, I'm good. Okay. Chalo, TP. Any questions that you want to pick up? We'll pick up.
Okay. So let's see if there are any specific questions. The question that I would not be looking at is
The individual.
is score पे क्या
Yes. So GP, आप थोड़े से crack हो. I'll repeat that. So we are not going to take the questions where you are asking your profile, your percentile, इस पे मुझे क्या मिलेगा. We'll not take those kind of questions so much. Right?
ये वाला question, no? 9 CGPA 85. What? Let's put that. I think we put on the screen. Let's me see.
Got lost. Yeah.
Okay.
Found it.
9 CGPA 85.5% percentage, 7 CGPA ST female, non-engineer, slot 3 overall, 36. Any chances? Full chances. मतलब so सब I think that ऐसा बहुत सारा message आना शुरू करेगा. I think that first you have to do is look at the percentile. There are a lot of data that you already know. You know what is the cutoff of schools. This is the public available information. You will get to know the specific percentile that you have. You will automatically know your chances. All that I'm going to say is based on those two things only. Right? The only thing that we'll eventually do is to reinforce your thought. I think that is the only thing that you want. Plus, the do have a lot of chances. Please start your preparation. Yeah, chalo.
A lot of people are asking about IIFT cutoff. So,
see, the IIFT.
Sorry, let me put it before you come to an answer. Just one thought. पहली बार है IIFT. So first of all, anything will be a guess according to the level of college that it is, right? That's all I had to say. Jijo, take it over.
IIFT का total number of seat कितना है?
Sorry?
Total number of intake of IIFT. IIFT Kolkata is IIFT Delhi is 220. IIFT Kolkata is about 140. So we are looking at close to about for 500 odd seats, right? Huh? The 500 odd seats. Typically, the colleges like the IIFT, whatever the students that give a call, many of them they may not pick it up. Okay, huh? Some people IIFT would not want. So they will have to give. It is not they're going to do 1:. Let me look at a ratio 1:15. Okay, if it is 1:15 ratio, they're going to pick up 500. I'm just doing stupid maths here. 500 के लिए they will pick up about 7,500. कितना लोग लिखा है cat? 7,500 divided by the 3 lakh.
The way around.
This is there's those 1 minus 0.025. Technically speaking, 97.5 percentile. Now, uh, so this is now given that logic of 97 point. Then another thing, they have certain weightage for 10 standard, 12 standard graduation. So my feeling is that they will want to have a larger pool to do sort of this one. Last year, if you look at the IFT, their cutoff is very low. So my feeling is that it could be anything between 95 percentile ish would be a good score for IFT. It could even be 90. Who knows? I don't know. GP might have a better understanding. Yeah.
I have a
Sorry,
estimate
Jijo,
of.
I missed the question.
So GP, the
IFT
question
का
is about IFT
हाँ,
का cutoff कितना जाएगा. So I think 95, 96
Mhm.
is a guess that I would make.
हाँ, so 95.
I would say 95 plus is something which is safe. See, this is the first year, so we don't know how many applications they will get. So depending on the number of
So
applications, could
correct.
go up or down. But I think
So so
95
so
percentile is a safe number to.
so my sort of my calculation mistake ho gaya. I said they have to fill 500 seats. To fill 500 seats, they have to have call about 7,500 kids, and it's about if I take the entire 3 lakh people applying, 97.5 percentile. But entire 3 lakh may not apply. So even a 95, 96, it all depends on how many people will apply to the college. You basically what you should do now, if you apply to IFT, tell everybody IFT only takes 99 percentile. Discourage everyone around you and force them not to apply so that your 95, 90 percentile will be very safe. Should be your strategy. Sub group में डाल दो अभी 99 percentile. Yeah.
Okay,
So this
question.
question is coming very often. I'm just picking up this question. I think Sadil, if you could just answer this question, Kia, because this is a question: which college to
We can
apply
do
at
this.
XYZ percentile? You have already cleared a sheet, and you have also
So
will be doing the B school predictor live. So maybe you could just
right.
reiterate that. ताकि ये सवाल बार-बार ना आए.
So GP, I would love if I could reach out to the YouTube audience and give that sheet to them, which I already have. So let me see if I can do that. Right. And yeah, I'll do a session on this definitely.
Yeah. So one is let's so I think one of the things that to be careful is that when you look at a session, everybody there's so many colleges. So the first thing is I think having access to that sheet. Somehow I think
One,
uh,
one, one, one thing to add, I have done two sessions on all about B schools. So I've covered a lot of B schools and data about it, in general and qualitative and quantitative data. So I would request students to go and search for all about B schools part one, part two, two sessions from CL that we have done. Please check it out.
yeah.
If someone from the team can put it up as on the chat, please do.
Chat में you can't send attach a PDF, no? तब उधर ही डाल दो
No,
self
no, the session links.
सेशन लिंक्स अच्छा ठीक अच्छा अच्छा
Uh,
चलो we have a session coming up at in another 15 minutes. So that will be on interview prep, and we'll have subsequent sessions. Keep let us know anything that you want. Put that in the comment box, and then we'll pick those things and take those sessions. I believe we should close this one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just 1 second. I would like to take this small question, which is absolutely unrelated to everything else, but it's interesting, Jijo. So, sir, recently heard about ragging in some colleges, and I'm worried. Can you shed a light on that? So, I want to give two things as an answer. One is ragging है या तुझे ragging लगता है, that's one thing. और अगर ragging है तो serious है. Two things. Okay, अगर ragging है which is out of control, which is not worth bearing, you should not take it lying down. But at the same time, please understand that there is some kind of a treatment that you will get because you are new to the system. So sometimes people do something to get you become a part of the system, right? So initially ये भी होगा कि professor भी तुम्हारी अच्छे से he's taking your case in the day, and in the evening the seniors are doing it. That is probably not ragging. So please understand that this is a sensitive issue, no doubt. But yeah, please understand how to
The,
define ragging.
मेरा claim is ragging is a crime. Na,
It is a crime.
people who do ragging are scum of the earth. Okay, so the first thing is that if somebody is if you believe that it's genuine ragging, as is defined by ragging, physically, mentally harassing, whatever, just go to the police. है ना
Yeah.
सब जेल में डाल दो पब्लिक को है ना so वैसे स्कूल में होता नहीं है रैगिंग so there will be some banter some fun which is intentional but at any point in time if you believe that you're being harassed, if you feel that, I think jao police mein. I think डाल दो जेल में
Right.
public. चलो.
Good. Great place to end the session. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next session, 9 o'clock. We are going to talk about what are we going to talk about, Jijo?
Interviews and the art of
Interviews.
selling your
Okay.
story. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. See ya. Thank you.